This video is brought to you by Mr. P and Little P. Tesla has its own master plan, but NIO has a master plan that is even better. You may have caught this in the latest earnings report, but we're going to elaborate on it, explain to you why it's so powerful and how it's going to work here in China and why it's so smart. Don't forget to hit the like button for some good luck for NIO stock. Yeah, sign up with our sponsor Mumu or eToro to get some free stocks. For the longest time ever, NIO has focused all their swap stations and NIO houses and all the service centers on the big cities, Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen, Guangzhou, etc. And then slowly building it out onto the second tier cities. So you see cities like Beijing with 50 plus swap stations, or other cities with tier 1 cities with 60, 70, 80 plus swap stations in one city. That's very nice for all the NIO owners in that city. However, during NIO's latest earnings report, William Lee stated how at one town with a population of 50,000 people, they had one swap station, and that has essentially networked effect into 500 NIO owners. People recommending NIO to each other, people looking at the swap station, being amazed by it, and buying a NIO. NIO has realized how powerful this is, and the strategy right now is to rapidly deploy swap stations at more of these non-first tier cities. Tier 3, Tier 4, Tier 5 cities. Because, to be honest, a lot of these cities actually have an abundance of very rich people. For example, my wife's hometown, Fuzhou, the real estate prices are comparable to Beijing. Very expensive. However, there's only 2 NIO spaces, no NIO house, and only 3 swap stations. That is completely unacceptable. That place has a ton of rich people. It's really important for these rich folks in these lower tier cities to be able to see NIO's product, see NIO's swap station in progress. And the beauty of this all is something that I'm about to reveal to you guys. And that is growth in these tier 1 cities are capped. What do I mean by that? Well, Beijing and Shanghai, there's so much traffic, there's so much cars. In order to reduce traffic, back in the early 2010s, they started limiting the number of license plates allowed. So, right now, today in Beijing, if you want to buy a NIO but you don't have permission to get a license plate, you cannot buy a car. Period. For me, I own a NIO EC6. If I want to buy another NIO, impossible. In Beijing, impossible. Because I can't get another license plate. So what you're seeing right now in these tier 1 cities, especially in Beijing, is that if a customer walks into the store, if they don't already own a car that has a license plate, there's pretty much virtually zero chance of them being able to purchase the car. So what you end up seeing is some young couple, they walk into a NIO store here in Beijing, they're interested in the car, they want to buy it, but they can't buy it because, well, license plates, you can't get them. But the story changes once you go into those 4th and 5th tier cities. Those cities do not have restrictions. A rich folk in Beijing might only be able to buy one car, but a rich folk in those tier 4, tier 5 cities can buy as many cars as they want. They can buy 10, 20, 30 cars if they want it. There are no restrictions on those license plates. So in those tier 4 and tier 5 cities, NIO is going to see unhindered growth. Now, not explosive, unhindered. They're not going to be limited by other factors like customers not being able to get a license plate. So all those people that want to get a NIO can definitely get a NIO. Whereas tier 1 cities, everybody that wants a NIO might not be able to get one because they don't have permission to get a license plate. And it's also very important for people to gain an understanding of the swap stations. Placing more of these in tier 4 or 5 cities will gradually educate the public on the existence of swap stations to help them make a better choice. Many existing NIO buyers, NIO owners, have owned an EV in the past. They know what battery degradation looks like. They own a BYD, one of those earlier BYDs that they drove for 3 years and the range has dropped by half. They know the next EV has to be a one that has swappable batteries so that the customer doesn't have to worry about battery degradation. Let the company worry about battery degradation. And that will actually be an EV that lasts for a long, long time. I think NIO's plan to build more swap stations in tier 4 and tier 5 cities is absolutely gonna work because that's where the rich folks can buy as many cars as they want. What do you think about NIO's master plan? Let me know in the comments down below. This is Mr. P. Stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.